Ah, there's the music. Oh no, please don't tell me you're gonna make a new lobby.
Why'd you do it then?
We're making a new lobby, of course we are. I jumped on the gun a little bit. Hello everybody. Oh god, I can hear myself. Don't want that. I hope you guys like the home screen. Home screen, home screen. Home screen, home screen. Home screen, home screen. We are on the home screen, as we are going to have some people slowly appear. I started this stream too early, guys. Hi. Because apparently we're having a new lobby, because Roy messed up the last one, because it's Roy. And I bet you the people who have joined is probably Roy and AJ. But, Roy, you messed up. Why? How could you? What? Why? Why are you like this, Roy? Come on. What can we look at in the meantime? I mean, do we like cars? Like, what's your favorite F1 memory? I mean, the Aston Martin one's correct. Oh, look at it. Just look at it. Look at it. Look and gawk at it. Hey, Josh. Hello, Josh Tomo. For the people watching this back, Josh Tomo is one of my mates from another league. He wanted to see what I was up to right now, so I linked him the stream. Car does go burr. Car very much go burr. But this is my Alpine adventures have to be put to an end. I've received the invite. Lovely car though. So we're gonna get a going hopefully soon. Oh, look at the Alpines. Look at them. Look at them. It is a sprint race today, everybody, around Imola. I believe this league is replicating the current placement of the sprint races. So Imola, I think Austria, and I don't remember the last one. I think it's Monza. No, is it Monza? No, Monza was last time. I don't know. We're gonna get going soon. Meanwhile, let's harass Roy's house. I haven't had the proper chance to do this because this league started super late compared to my other ones. But Roy, we're gonna look at your house. Very interesting. This looks a lot like mine. Either I don't have the Tributo in the front, do I? Actually, maybe I do. I don't know. Everyone's just wearing the pre-order shirts. I mean, I'm also doing the same. I can't lie. Like, I haven't really seen anyone spend money on the clothing options. I guess it's because they're not really, like, used enough. Like, the clothing options are just sort of an extra. But I think they need to, like, put them as free. I don't know. Like, no one ever really uses the clothing thing, though. That's the thing. Like, the race suits, a lot of people will take their time and customize, but this, you gotta pay for the race, the shirts and stuff. Everyone is an Alpine fan, even if they're not an Alpine fan. Even all the Mercedes guys who say Mercedes is the best brand in all the world, they are Alpine fans. Sebastian Vettel. Oh, is that the everybody's a Red Bull fan. Is that when he said that? Was he in Red Bull when he said that? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what team he was at when he said that. I don't remember. I think he was at, or was it McLaren? Everyone's a McLaren fan, even if they say they're not a McLaren fan. I don't remember. He said that about 18. I think it was, Ferrari. That was it. I didn't go to Ferrari because everybody's a Ferrari fan, even though they say they're not a Ferrari fan. Even all the Mercedes guys who think Mercedes is the best brand in all the world, they are all Ferrari fans. Yeah, that's it. I knew it was a bigger name like McLaren or Red Bull, but I couldn't remember of it. Red Bull didn't sound right with all the syllables. Well, that's a lot, guys. We have 14. I think we're expecting a little bit more reception. But I'm going to try and adjust the mic a little bit there, sorry. I think we are looking pretty okay. Talked to a few of the drivers, well, one driver, Mr. Cami PO3, a fellow Cameron of mine. He was asking me for strategy call. So I gave him a semi-reasonable strategy call, but who knows? Gonna be the lone ass out there. Speaking of Cami, here he is in the chat. Lone ass out there, yes. I won't announce what strategy I suggested, but just got my first double Q3 and F1 manager for McLaren. Nice, congrats. Yeah, F1 manager. Hope everyone's been enjoying that. A lot of people in this league actually are playing it. I need to ask them when one of the interview questions, if I have to interview new drivers now, is going to be, do you have F1 manager and what team are you managing? You won't even need to guess what team I will pick when I eventually get it. I think I'm going to be copping it. That's what I was meant to say. I think I'm going to be copping it tomorrow, maybe Tuesday if I can. But we'll see how it goes. Very excited to play. Heard very good things. Haven't looked at too many. Are you joking? Alfa Romeo? No, of course not. Why would I go? No, not Haas. God, although not Mercedes, not Mercedes nuts. Although Mercedes in this league are a team, I've put a lot of pressure on them. These two drivers, Lazy and George, Mark and George. But they got to live up to the pressure now. So hopefully, they don't disappoint me. I'm essentially their team principal now. They are really quick drivers in the preseason, and they were very quick in the preseason. They were very quick, just in general racing as well. IRL Mercedes. Mercedes is good in leagues. IRL they suck. I mean, I think it's the W13 that sucks. I think there was someone said that. No, W12. I don't remember what version they're on. I think it's the 12. There was talks about a 13 today, but I think that was because there was like, I want to just get onto the W13. W13. Okay. W14 then. Actually, that is right. He wants to be like, I want to get on the W14. Sad day though. Alonso was probably, and I think definitely saved by the Halo in the race today. Spoilers. I know some people in this league don't watch the races until after the fact, but good race today. Great race in Spa. Hope everyone enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it yet, I already gave you one spoiler. I won't say anything more. Yeah, we're gonna be get a going very shortly for short qualifying because it is sprint weekend day. That doesn't sound right. Verstappen is an yes. Take that out of context if you have not watched the race. Let me get all of this good stuff up. Everyone will be on the softs, I would assume. I just realised Josh Tomo can't spell. But we're gonna get it going very shortly. Mercedes with all the hype around them having to deliver. People trying to challenge Mercedes. AJ, who people say I bully AJ too much. I don't bully him too much. It's just he's always the first. AJ's a great lad, though. I've talked to him a lot. AJ gonna be looking to challenge Jens as well, and the Alpine looking quite pacey. Of course, the two Red Bull boys of Josh and David. David, the reigning champion, said in many of interviews wanting to defend that. Also, the host of our podcast, which I was recently on. Very fun. Josh. Also, probably going to be quite pacey. Alex is a new driver in the league, so it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. And I mean, yeah, there's not really much else I could say. They got to prove themselves on track now. So get to it. AJ, get off the inters. AJ, this is how they wind me up. This is how they wind me up, you see. They wind me up by going out on inters. It reminds me of someone. They go out on inters. Why? I mean, AJ, maybe you have a valid reason for going out on the inters. But if he doesn't set a lap, then I know he's memeing with me. Hold on a minute. Josh, they stole your thing. No, they've been doing this for ages. I don't know if it was before you or not, but this is how they wind me up. AJ, I know you're in the stream. You probably are. You probably heard me saying that I bully you too much. Sad reality is I do. Get off the inters. Please. We have Jens out on a lap, so we'll ignore the fact that AJ is on inters for now. And look at Jens. Oh, well, that's not Jens. Here's Jens. Yellow flag in sector 3. I think that's Roy. It is Roy. No other Mercedes, McLaren, sorry, out today. Inspert Spider-Man pointing meme. Indeed. Jens. Gonna go up the uphill braking zone, Imola. There's some good corners, there's some bad corners. Mercedes there getting in the way a little bit. And AJ in the pits. So he was moving with me. AJ, I hate you. But Jens going towards my favourite corner on this track, well, corner complex, Aqua Minerale. The name is very nice, but also the corners are also just very nice to go around. Leave me alone. No! Don't go out on the inters. You're always gonna. If I see any tire that isn't soft, it's essentially gonna be pointed out. You are asking for it. I'm rubbering the track. Wait, are you like seriously? Were you actually like rubbering the track? So that's kind of smart, but kind of not smart. Because now you just helped everyone else. But Jens, a 1:17.625. The time to beat in the Alpine. Austin, I approve, mate. Oh, of course you would, Josh. Of course you would. David out on a lap, reigning champ. A few more times in. Who was that spun round? No one. Team Red a 1:18.005. Magia 1:18.575. Roy a 1:17.558. Roy, get back down the leaderboard. Okay, David does that job for me. David, a 1:16.003. Nearly in the 1:15s. That was quite the jump from the 1:17.555. We're nearly into the 1:15s. All the drivers out on a lap who are tuned into the stream. AJ rubbering the P2 start position. True. Doing a Fernando Alonso, I see. Seb going a 1:17. Seb, also known as Oechi, but I will say Seb. A 1:17.414. Lazy but talented, also known as Mark, a 1:17.002. Josh Morton, a 123.501. I won't bring up anything just yet. If you know, you know. Alex, a 129.223 on the first lap outing. Team Red, I think, improving there, a 117.410. George and Ambred going a 116.521. Doing pretty good job at Wait, I just realized if he's rubbering the P2 start position, that isn't going to save, you know. The rubber on the track won't save because we're going to load into a new instance of the track. That was pointless! AJ Uline, son of a gun. Speaking of AJ is coming into Sector 2 now. Give us 4K. What do you mean, give us 4K? I'm streaming at the highest broadcast. I'm on a PS5. Whatever it is, it's your end. Martin in the Alpine, after a little bit of drama in the server, said he wouldn't be here. He is here. A 116.793. Turn up the quality on your YouTube. Go onto the top corner, the gear cog. Then go onto picture quality, advanced. The highest it will go is 1080p on YouTube. But that should be crystal clear enough for you all to see. Magi into the pits. Smidge at 123.399. Yeah, Josh improving a 116.771. Very good, very nice. AJ, the single Ferrari. P2 a 116.210. Very nice, very nice. And that is everyone setting a time. I think that was Cami PO3. A 118.272. Right now, I think it's unquestionably David's pole position, although we have a long time left in the session, so don't count on that. AJ, going to be looking to put something to that. I need to take a breather. Cars coming back out onto the circuit then. As we look at the Rolex on the wall. Who's in the pit lane now, coming out for outlaps? Both Mercedes cars. Smidge, Roy, Jen, Seb. Alex is in. Magi comes out in front. Oh, I think that might be Josh. It is Josh. Because David's out on track. Give me one second. Yellow flag, sector 3. Oh, it's Roy. Has he gone round? Probably. Just Roy things. I haven't caught anyone spin yet. Oh, is Roy... Roy's in low fuel mode, I think. And Roy's actually going to go around for another lap. Oh, no, never mind. He isn't in... What? He just said he was in low fuel! What is this game? I'm so confused. Seb... Oh! I thought I caught a spin. I thought I caught the first spin of the evening. Look at that Alpine come down the pit lane. Look, it's very aggressive stature. David's out on another lap, thinking he can do better than a 116.003. Maybe. Let's see how it's like through the first sector. David, also known as our Max Verstappen, definitely shares the same traits. Is Dutch. Very aggressive. Very... I'm trying to be careful what I say because he'll go ham on me. He'll come into the comms. The worst part is if he wins, he'll come in here and point and yell at me. Let's just say, he gives essentially the equivalent of Max Verstappen. He's gone faster. He's in the 115s. We'll have to keep an eye on that as Roy comes around. I don't think he improves. David, we're back onto David going through the last corner. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be for David the Payo one? It's a 1:15.871. That is impressive, to say the least. Is anyone going to challenge him to that? We have a Red Bull of Josh. Goes into P3 at 1:16.265. Who was that crossing the line? It was the Alfa Romeo of Maggia, 1:17.071. Alpine across the line of Martin. I think it was on a 1:16.793. Stays P5 though. That Alpine into the pit lane. Ferrari of AJ going on the flying lap. Alfa Romeo of Team Red down 5/10. Can't improve on positioning. Here comes Roy across the line. It's going to be not a great lap time as he was a bit hindered on that lap. Here comes Cami P03 onto the flying lap. And here comes the Mercedes of Mark on an invalidated lap. So he's going to have to go around again or into the pit lane. That works too. Here comes Alex, the newbie. 3/10 down on the time. Looking very good for Alex at the minute. Alex going to be pulling to the line. It's a 1:17.646. Can't improve positioning though. Red Bull of David into the pits. I think David is done for the evening. Josh gonna come in. Alpine of Martin gonna set the lap. A 1:16.539. Don't think it's improved his positioning. Here comes AJ. AJ's down a 10th. It's a 1:15.990. Just slightly off the pace of David. Down about a 10th between them, it seems, in their times, even before and after. Alfa Romeo going to be coming back around now, of Team Red, going to be setting the lap of... Oh, the yawning has infected me. I've broken the rules document already. Wow. I was expecting me to not break that for a while. But that was a very audible yawn, so I couldn't even hide that one. Yeah, I broke the rules document. One of the clauses in there was you cannot yawn under penalty. I don't know what the penalty is, but I'm scared because it's in the rules. Martin, I assume, will be coming in unless this is up on his time. Because I know, who is it? Sondre and AJ put those rules together meticulously. AJ, I think, adding the no yawning clause, which is what its official name is in the rulebook. So I'm very scared of what my punishment is, but I just don't want to. I can deal with it one time. I can yawn once, and I think yes. I think I get away with yawning once and put up with the penalty. I just can't yawn multiple times, or else AJ is gonna punish me with something. I don't know what. I don't know if actually, what punishment can they give me? I'm the commentator. Oh, a 3-second penalty. Oh. Add 3 seconds to my race. Does that mean I win? If I yawn once per race, does that mean I win? Because if I get a penalty, a time penalty, that means I go on the leaderboard, and then I have 3 seconds total race time. Therefore, I'm the quickest. So I mean, right now I have set the fastest lap of 3 seconds I've broken the clause. I found a loophole in the contract. AJ thought he could get me, but I cannot be got. And I mean, what other punishments could they be? A qualifying, like a quali ban? Oh, I don't need to commentate qualifying. A race ban? Oh, I don't need to commentate race. That loss. Seb, going round on a flying lap again, I assume, for a invalid lap time. Here comes. I've done it again. Your nan bread. Going on the flyer. Here comes a Haas. Into the pit lane. Here comes a Williams. Into the pit lane. Here comes a Mercedes. Of lazy but talented. Of Mark. It's a 3 seconds up. It's not good. I got pinged. Oh god, is that AJ telling me that I have a penalty? Okay, it was semi-important. I had to attend to it. I'm sorry. I broke the contract again. Or did Alpine spin? No, I didn't want the Alpine to spin. I wanted Roy to spin. Josh going on a flyer. Ferrari of AJ going to be going on a flyer. Aston Martin, I'm going on a flyer. David also going to go on a flyer, surely. Alfa Romeo also going to be going on a flyer. George has really no choice. He's got to stay out here if he wants to get one more lap in. And that is what is happening in Hollywood, in the hood, in Bollywood. That seems to be the happenings. I see what's happening here. No. We'll get copyright claimed. Oh, yay! Roy's round! Sorry, not sorry, Roy. Sorry, not sorry. Some drivers now retiring. I assume the ones in the pit lane. Alex gets some minor improvement in on that lap time. It is Josh, followed by AJ across the line next. It's going to be a 1-2 wombo combo for the leaderboards. Josh is going to put in a time of 1:18.4. AJ going to go into the pits. It is David who gets pole position for the sprint race. Maybe not for the actual race, because the sprint race in F1 determines the racing order. David just absolutely launching himself down the straight, it would seem. Your Nambred's coming into the pits. David, is he going to go quicker? He's gone quicker! 1:15.670. Wow. Maggie, I'll settle with 7th. I mean, I would as well. You've got a sprint race to make up positions or lose them, but hopefully make up positions in the sprint race. Because that is, of course, how the sprint race works. Josh somehow scammed another lap. So did Alex. Alex is going to stay where he is with some improvement to the time. And Josh, he has a lot of history with this circuit, to say the least. 11 laps in the sprint should be fun. Should be fun. Hopefully, no accidents. Which is quite ironic. Josh does secure 3rd, considering who I was just looking at. Why are we not going? Mark! Get your car in the pit lane! Mark! Come on! Mercedes is slow at getting a car in the pit lane. Wow. I've never seen... Wow. Just wow. Anyway, pole position for the sprint race is going to go to David, followed by AJ, not too far behind. This is very much looking like last season already. Josh on the 2nd row, followed by George and Ambred, who hopefully can stop this last season front row. And 3rd position, Martin P5, lazy but talented P6, Maggie 7th, Roy 8th, Seb 9th, Smidge 10th, Team Red 11th, Jens 12th, Alex 13th, and Cammy PO3 14th. Well, sprint race to come, ladies and gents. It's gonna get exciting. Cammy PO3 is saying quali pace fire. I mean, in the Haas, yes, pretty good quali pace. Ooh, sorry. Tend to those pesky DMs again. They don't want to leave me alone. Well, thank God we're not. Like, my view on sprint races will forever be broken. As the first sprint race I had to ever commentate was Baku, and that went really well. Thanks for asking. You know my opinions on that circuit. If you watched the interview the other day, you also know my opinions on that circuit. Because it's not on the calendar, at least I think. If it is, I made a petition. I will send it to Roy and I will force him to remove it off the calendar. If it is on the calendar. And Roy, if you're watching this. Oh yeah, I forgot there's no formation lap. 5 red lights. And we're green in Imola. That looks wrong. That looks mirrored. Never mind. AJ, though, jumping David in the first phase. David having a really poor start, it seems. Josh managing to keep the positions. The two Mercedes. I'm trying to climb up a little bit there through the field. Not to no avail just yet. Lazy but talented, actually. Falling down the order quite a lot, as I say. The Mercedes were making up a lot of positions. Sadly, they are not. There's an Alfa Romeo there fighting with Roy Mad G making up one position off the start. Doing pretty well to get past Roy. Roy trying to put the fight on again. Is it going to be to any avail with the inside line? We can just see in the background. No, Roy actually loses a lot of pace. Now under threat by Seb. Seb is going to try and take the inside line through Aqua Minerali. It doesn't work. Now Seb has a Mercedes behind him to deal with. So it's all very in close and personal through the chicane. Roy tries to bring it side by side with Mad G. That's a horrid camera angle. Can we switch? Thank you very much, Gabe. Roy trying to put up with all this pressure happening behind him. And that was Seb running very wide, allowing Lacy but Talented to get through. Believe it or not, the top three have not changed, other than AJ getting in front of David at the start. AJ setting the fastest lap of the race, of course, because he was the first one across the line. Alex having a little bit of a fight in the back, climbing up some pretty good positions there. Double overtake there for Alex, I believe. Doing pretty well. Up 4 positions. Team Red. Has he been George Russelled? He has sort of been George Russelled. Sadly for Team Red, also known as Mike, in case I accidentally refer to them by different names that the stream may or may not know. Alex trying to put under fight with Seb. Gonna try and outbreak here. Seb kind of closing the door a little bit, but not too much to the point where it's dirty. The two Alpines, the one Alpine and one Williams sort of are looking on with a Cami PO3 in the middle. The aim of the sprint, yes, you get up to the top, you get some more points. The aim is just to make up as many positions as you can. Full pedal to the metal. I assume everyone is on mediums. Yep, that is the strategy. Alex getting past. There we go. Predict pit stop strategy. No stops for the predicted pit stop. Jens losing out there. I think to the AlphaTauri of Alex's DRS is going to be able to. Things are going to get a lot more spicy. Cami PO3 getting through on the Alpine now as the Alpine and the Williams are put together. The Williams actually having a little bit a bit more pace down the straight line. Going to try and do a George Russell. No. Um, but Jan and Brett managing to keep it up near the front. George having a lot of pace this season. So let's see if he can bring it to the top three and change that order up for the starting position. Who should we take a look at? We'll keep it with George. George is doing pretty well for himself right now. But sadly, it is AJ currently in the lead of a race. It just shows how you can change the car, but things really don't change. And the thing is, Martin's actually up there as well, so if Martin actually ends up in the comms box as well, it will be just like old times. I probably still have a chat with them all still in it, actually. So that'll be very funny if I have to dig that out again. Move for the lead, maybe. This is a very much maybe situation. Smidge is going to make a move, though, on the Alpine with some DRS, with the DRS train, but it just seems that William has a lot more straight line speed than the Alpine. The Alpine, though, seizes the opportunity as Smidge goes sort of wide / off circuit / whatever the hell that was. Imola moment. But, yes. Now, the front two will show some light too. Because, well, we won't show too much light to them because we've seen enough of them already. But this will continue for the rest of the race, essentially. They will be this close, but there will be nothing to no avail, essentially. Yellow flag in Sector 2, it's Smidge, who's around, I think, going into Aqua Minerale. Yes, he is. They are, sorry, I should say. I can't assume, but Smidge has retired on track. Now that should be a safety car. Maybe forgetting that rules are enabled. There. Is that going to be a safety car? David makes a move for the lead. While I was so overly panicked about a safety car, now the positions have not changed, actually, I lie. George has made a sneaky move on Josh for the podium place. Of course, sprint race, you're just trying to get as high as you can. Mad G, I don't think we saw it, and Roy is round! Lazy but talented trying to help, but Seb saying, "Oh, Lazy, thank you for helping Roy, but screw Roy," and then absolutely obliterates Roy. I think that came down. I think that was personal. I think because Seb is our lovely graphic designer here. I think it was like, you've given me way too much graphic designs to do, and absolutely murders Roy. Just like lazy but talented there, just to help Roy straighten out a bit, get going again, and then it's just like Thomas the Tank Engine just starts blaring very loudly down the straight as Seb approaches. Anyway, back to the front though, the situation has changed. Josh has lost another position to Martin, and I do not like how this is looking. I really don't. Jens gets a position on the Seb at the back. I assume Seb has some damage. Same with Roy. It's sort of a repeat on what happened here last year with Josh. Hopefully we don't get an exact repeat, but it was around about the same point in the track where someone just decided to go full on like Thomas the Tank Engine bass boost moment, you know. But yeah, I mean, lap 6 of 11, we're nearly just about halfway through with the sprint race, and I mean, Roy actually might get lapped at this pace. Seb is going to pick up a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. Nearly the first penalty of the bunch, of the Maggi, I think, picking up one. I don't know if that was at the same time or if that was slightly earlier. But nonetheless, picking up a penalty. Martin going to be on the back of George. George gonna try and defend going into the turn. We're gonna see a lot of attempted overtakes through there, but failed. Because if you remember back, cast your minds all the way back to that Hamilton-Gasly saga in Imola, we will definitely see a few repeats of that today, I can assure you. You know what would be very interesting? It looked like Mando lost the rear a little bit there, but I know he probably didn't. It was just the camera angle. But it would make it interesting if one of the top two were to spin. But I don't want to curse any of them. I do have this ability where I can curse people. And I can just do it without really knowing it. So hopefully I didn't do it there, but oh well. Team Red, Mike looking on the behind of Awechi Seb for an overtake for track position. It would make Team Red a net gain of positions. What on earth is Roy doing? Roy was already on the softs. I think he's wrecked his front wing. He's going on to a new set of softs and a new front wing. Wow, I think safe to say, I think the ultimate loser today is going to be Roy, as Roy has been lapped nearly by the whole of the grid. Where is he going to come out? He might actually come out right in front of. Roy has been lapped. Oh, Roy, I feel bad now. I gotta feel bad for Roy. Maybe a little bit. Maybe not fully. No, I give him a lot of stick. Me and Roy are best buds. We talk all the time in DMs. He gives me my race data. I can't be mad at the man. I'm just trying to make sure that no one has like a hate crime. Org. Oh god, what have I said in org? Okay, someone was missing. Probably be me next. But not a lot be happening. Not a lot be happening. We're in the stages now. Lap 9 of a. Why do I always look at the lap thing when it is that? Actually, when I say there's no action, I mean that Seb is going to go for a re-overtake on Mike, as Mike does manage to get the position at some point amongst the time where I wasn't paying attention. So, yeah. He's going to try look for probably down the main straight. You got to be within about, I think, what was the magic number? I think it was 6/10, maybe 5/10. I don't entirely remember. A decent 10th mileage. A decent 10th mileage to the cars to get all the action of DRS. You see Seb doing it with 7. 7's the magic number to get it done before the... Ooh, no, and Roy's going to go. Thank you very much. Or he would be if he wasn't lapped. But sad times for Roy. If I go from, I assume, leader... Yeah, so that's one lap. But these two still squabbling. as per usual, as we're going to go on to the penultimate lap, final lap, sorry, the ultimate lap, to see if these two could make any position swapping this race, but I assume it will continue into the next race, as Seb does manage to get past Mike again. Are we going to see Mike go for another move round down the straight? I would imagine we would. 3/10 looking very promising. Roy also behind trying to unlap himself. But I think that Alpha Martin, Aston Martin, just has a little bit too much pace in it. And it's managing to keep Team Red behind, going side by side through S's. Never the best idea to go side by side through S's, but they are trying it. Roy's warming up the tyres. I don't know what he's warming them up for. He hasn't got time to set the fastest lap because David's shortly about to be over the line. George actually on the scene. David pulling quite a big gap in terms of David AJ standards. George gonna try and swoop in and claim the victory spoils, maybe. But there's just not enough laps to do it. One more lap, maybe he would have been there. But it is David who remains on pole position for the race. AJ on second. Oh my! Maybe the lads were a bit too happy that they retained their positions. But it is George who's fourth, Martin fifth, Josh sixth, Mark seventh, Maggie 8th, Alex 9th, Cammy 10th, Gent 11th, Mike 12th, Seb 13th, Roy 14th, and I can't remember their name. Someone else. Smidge 14th. Wow. There you go, ladies and gents. That is the race results. Very interesting race. Those two are going to retain pole position for the race. George is probably, hopefully, voice crack. It's hopefully going to put a fight to them. AJ, put a fight to David. David, put a fight to AJ. They're essentially, they're like guinea pigs that constantly have to like gnaw and fight at each other. It's very funny. But hopefully George can come in and break the guinea pig squabble. George, go get both of them. So yes, AJ, go get David. David, go get AJ. George, just go get them both. And anyone else, feel free to get those through. Be a good race, good content, good surprise winner. 7 people in the stream, hello, welcome. We are going to get going on the actual race now. So just give it a few minutes to load in. But yes. The lobby is not glitched, thank God. I thought it was glitched for a moment. 9 people in the stream, hello. If you're drivers, I'm sorry. We're gonna hear me talk smack. 10 people. If you're drivers, turn away now. I'm gonna talk mad smack. 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 lights, 5. And we're going to get going for the second time as we go green. David jump starts, gets a drive-through penalty. Bit too eager was David. But David's going to get away and have to serve that drive-through in the next 3 laps. Martin making up some big positions there. going up into third. So this podium looking not so promising for me. We've lost Maggie and Mark in Sector 1. George managing to keep up. Going to put a little bit of fight to the Alpine. Down into the next few corners and a little bit of straight that they have. The Alpine is going to concede going towards Aquaman and Raleigh. Predicted pit stop strategy is going to be mediums to hard, soft to mediums to hard. It's always the same on every circuit, and I do not know why. But Team Red, lots of big sneaker cars now. Top 4 have broken off. It's ruined my conga line of cars, but mine making a move. I don't know if you quite caught it, but I think you might have. We'll take a quick small look-see at the tyres. Few drivers, Seb and Team Red on the soft, lazy but talented on the hards. Everyone else on the medium compound of tyre. And here we look at position change. David's going to serve a drive-through. I would have waited a few more laps if I'm honest. But he do him. AJ up into first, George in second for Mercedes, and Martin gonna be keeping it to the back of George for third. Josh lurking behind in fourth. Hoping to not cause as much carnage as he did in his last outing in Imola, I would assume, especially when he was this high up the grid last time. And well, didn't go too well, let's say that, in the closing stages of that race. Seb up in fifth, which is a little bit surprising for me. Alex, the newbie, up in sixth, doing pretty well for himself. Team Red in seventh. Cammy P in eighth, making up a few possessions. Jens in ninth. Roy in 10th. Smidge in 11th. And David, Maggie, and Lazy having a little bit of wobbles in the opening stages of this race. But nonetheless, we are going to get through it. AJ on 1:19.403, fastest lap of the race, DRS enabled. Jen's going to take it to Cammy P03. Jens has taken it to Cammy P03 in the Alpine. Alpine also looking like a pretty strong team with everyone. Oh, wow. AJ saying, can we take a break at everyone before the actual race starts? We race now or break? Everyone actually wanted a break between the sprint and the race. Wow. Can't believe them. You really think they would want to get racing as soon as they can, their drivers, but nope. They wanted a break. Weak sauce. No, I'm joking. Here we see Smidge, Roy going for little maneuver, maybe down the inside for Smidge, maybe into the following corners. A little bit straight here to work with. No avails there. George, fastest lap of the race. There is a dog barking outside. Shush. Can anyone speak dog and tell me how to tell the dog to shush its mouth hole? Anyway, Battle for the Lead is always going to be very uneventful, so no offense, lads, but I'm cutting off of you. We're going to take a look at Team Red and Alex here, going through up towards Aqua Minerale after going through the uphill section there. Alex is going to pull to get inside line. Hasn't really worked out well for him. Team Red going to get the move done. Alex maybe looking for a move done through Aqua Minerale. It's very tight through here though, so I wouldn't imagine anything too risky. Maybe by the next chicane. And love the heavy cam. Let's keep it going. Alex actually losing a fair chunk of time there. Going into the chicane, can he make up a little bit of time? He actually loses more time. Alex, the aim is to go quick, my friend. But put the accelerator on the floor. and he's now out of a second. Mike, I'm trying to think of a nickname for Mike, but I can't think of anything. I give up. I can't think of nicknames for everyone. Well, I have for some. David's our Max Verstappen. AJ then would be our Charles Leclerc. Hasn't crashed yet. Actually, he has a few times. He is Charles Leclerc now that I think about it. Like, he was Charles Leclerc last season before Charles Leclerc was Charles Leclerc. Roy is sort of like Daniel Ricciardo. He can make the moves, but he's out of prime. I think he's openly said to me he is out of his prime. So there you go, the Mercedes lads. The Mercedes lads are the current Mercedes lads. They can do well, but maybe not had the best of luck at times, as we see by Lazy being in plum last currently. Hopefully that luck changes around when we get our first pit stops. Everyone coming in. But we are just going to be looking at this train of cars for the meanwhile, as Roy's actually... Oh, never mind! We are not looking at this train of cars. Mercedes making a move for the lead. A little bit of contact there with AJ. AJ's had to back off a little bit through the corner. A little bit of minor weaving, but I don't think it's worth anything. Very interesting as we approach Aquamina Rally. George, hot shot rookie of this season. Well, not really a rookie, but hot shot favorite team, like the favorite. At the minute, having some pace on his hands, has managed to get the move done by Charles Leclerc. Was that a spun car? I don't think it was. Welcome back to the car park, Camry PO3, Roy and Smidge. All currently parking their cars up like it's Monaco. But, lads, we're not in Monaco. You can overtake here, you know. Josh, taking my advice, getting a move done on Martin down the straight. Smidge maybe going to get a move done. Cammy PO3 not looking the fastest down the straight right now. I'm going to manage to just stop Smidge from getting by, but isn't going to put anything to Roy. Sadly, the pace doesn't seem to be quite there with the car. But we will continue our eyes on this train of cars. Josh, it's another yawn. You already heard it. I'm gonna commit to the yawn. Yeah, no, the car's ever closing. Roy actually pulling a gap to Cammy PO3 here. Slightly off the pace, it would seem. I know Cammy is in the chat, but no one is ever safe from the brutality of comms, as we've established. It is very interesting to see this train of cars. Cammy PO3 not with the DRS, Smidge with the DRS. This really won't be helping Cammy PO3 too much. Going into the first actual corner. Very, 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 very interesting. We have another train of cars at the front here. Kind of. Not really. Two separate two-man trains. We have George and AJ, and we have Martin and Josh. We'll give this a look down once down the straight, just so we can actually show this fight. And then we'll move on to the front two for a lap. That'll take us to lap 10, third of the way through the race. Nothing, no early safety cars or anything like that so far, so driver's doing pretty well at the minute to keep the cars on the circuit. Martin going to be putting the challenge on to Josh, it would seem, but Josh just having a lot of pace in that Red Bull. Alex, Team Red coming in for the first pit stop. Going to be the trigger to the blaster, let's say, for the rest of the grid. Although he is on the soft compound, so he did have to pit kind of soon. Softer hards is the strategy for not Maggi, sorry, his teammate, Team Red. But just watching this battle a little bit more, I see a little bit more promise in it. Than this one up here with these two cars, with Charles Leclerc and essentially George Russell, because David's our Max Verstappen, and George can be our George Russell. Why not? But I'm sorry, my throat's really bad. I need to stop talking for a moment. Seb, we're gonna come into the pits for the soft change. I expect the mediums to go a little bit longer, but we can take a look at the tire diagrams for a little bit. My throat's really bad, so if I have to keep pausing and unpausing, I'm so sorry. That just be how it be. Smidge gonna get Cammy at long last. David not too far behind now. After playing catch up for quite a while, he's caught up to the rest of the pack. Very concerning for people at the front like AJ and George. If you have watched today's race around Spa, you would know that Max Verstappen is inevitable. And I think with our Max Verstappen, the inevitability may be here as well. So David will be looking to get on by Cammy. So let's see what happens there. Actually, something interesting to note. I need to check something. Okay, now I thought the drivers were all in a party because I was in the driver party before the race, but it was just me and one driver, and I didn't know if any more joined. If that party was still going, if it was, then that would have been funny. David though, gonna probably make the move to get down the straight, soaring past with DRS. Even with Cammy with DRS, it didn't work out well for him. David now got to play some catch up once more. George has actually gapped AJ by 2.2 seconds. What happened there, AJ? Whereas Martin and Josh are actually playing the games that AJ and David would be while that entertainment is gone. Excuse me one moment, I'm just going to go grab a glass of water. Never mind, it seems there was a little bit of a George Russell moment between Mad G and Lazy But Talented, sorry. I'll be right back. I will now, go grab my glass of water. Okay, I am back. David in the pits with a hard tire. He's gonna have to play the catch-up game again. But not too hard of a job for David to do. He has sort of ruined his race though by getting a drive through penalty. We'll take a long look at Smidge and Jens as we go on to lap 12. 20 laps left in it then. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in these last closing about 20 laps. So, AJ actually coming back quite strong if you look at the timesheets. Martin actually also coming quite strong out of the DRS zone, but I think we have a little bit of Hamilton-Gasly situation happening here between those two drivers, sadly. Sorry about that. I was just reading some news that someone DM'd me while I think Martin and Josh are actually still fighting amongst the straights. It might interest you to know that Lewis Hamilton's response to what Alonso said on the radios was this. It was, I prefer not to say anything. We have different results in our careers. So obviously heard the news, but obviously didn't want to say anything about the news. So very interesting. Yeah. Lewis said he's not going to comment on it. I think you'll. No, he said, no, my source isn't in the mud. Lewis said, like, in the interview, he said he wasn't going to comment on it, but when he said he wasn't going to comment on it, he said that, I prefer not to say anything. We've had different results in our careers. That's what he said. But he said, he said I didn't want to talk. He didn't say, he said, I prefer not to talk about it. I prefer not to say anything, but I think the person started talking over him when he said we've had different results in our careers. Because I kind of remember, but Lewis throwing shade back at Alonso. But maybe my source is mudded, I don't know. It seems like the pit stops are on. It seems to be mediums or hards for most people. But yeah, sorry, I just had to check that good old news. Hey, up! Alonso is a great driver right now. Alonso is great, Alonso is great. I have ever since Canada, well, actually, Canada, the day of Canada qualifying, I bought my signed photo of a Fernando Alonso arrived, so I put it above my TV. My TV is now an Alonso shrine, and ever since that day, Alonso had a great qualifying in Canada. He had a great qualifying today, well, the other day. David making a move on Alex while I'm talking about the Alonso shrine. But the Alonso shrine is the best shrine. A little bit of contact there, maybe between Mike and Seb. Roy into second. Martin is in third. Martin's in first currently, but this is very incorrect. What's happened over here? Yellow flag for Team Red. As David's going to make the move on by. But this is clearly wrong. Roy, what are you doing? Roy, get out of George's spot. You parked in the wrong... You can't park there, sir. I know I can't park there. Worst part is I know Roy's on the stream. If he actually gets a podium though, he's gonna like kill me. Has Roy gotten a podium while I've commentated? No, I don't think so. I only ever interviewed him at the end of the season because he's like the host of everything. Though actually AJ does more work than Roy. So I really should have interviewed them both, but AJ already won, so I interviewed him. Martin's gonna come into pits for Alpine. New hard tyres go on. Roy is in the lead of the Grand Prix. If Roy leads one lap, I think he... the thing is, I literally, like, at the start of this race, I called Roy... not at the start of this race, I called him Daniel Ricciardo. So essentially, I called him washed. Martin losing out to Josh as well, going to come out ahead of Seb, though. So if Roy can lead one lap of this Grand Prix... I'm pretty sure that he will be coming to me and being like, washed who? Washed who? Although he does have a while to go on those hards, actually. Because he's going to go into the mediums later, so... we'll give Roy a little bit of attention that he deserves, although George is ever approaching, and he's ever approaching quickly. So, Roy, get a move on. You got a car right behind you, no pressure or anything. 1.2, 1.1, 1.15, 1.1, 1.0, 1.0, 1.05, 1.03, 1.18, 1.018, sorry, 0.8, 0.9, 0.8. Ricardo is clearly like Italy, first Monza, now this. 0.7, 0.6, 0.5, 0.4. I'm just trying to scare Roy. 0.3, 0.2. This is the only. This like it's like I'm not trying to be annoying as well, but like I'm trying to be annoying, but this is also me actually commentating. But I think Roy backing off a little bit there. I think Roy had enough of my BS. But I think George is going to go run away with it now. But Roy isn't done. AJ's behind, but Roy, congratulations, you led a lap of the Imola Grand Prix. Sorry, the Emilia Romagna Italian Enzo de Janeiro Grand Prix. Congratulations. Lazy but talented Mark comes into pit. Maybe the hards went on by accident? Yeah, those are new hards, but they're one lap hard, huh? Interesting. Roy actually keeping it to George right now. Has another issue of Lazy coming out of the pit lane. Lazy is going to have to move out the way under blue flag procedure. But Roy, doing pretty well for himself right now. I am really surprised. Not because it's Roy. Maybe a little bit. But if there's one person I give more shtick than AJ, it's Roy. But I shouldn't give shtick to Roy because Roy is the owner. But he enjoys my shtick. Not in that one. my shtick being like my BS. Because I can't say that on YouTube, but shtick. Yeah, it's sort of my nicer way of saying that. Way. Yeah, I had to clarify that, or else it would have been a bit more weird. Hey Roy, not to scare you, but AJ's behind you. Okay, he's given up. He's given up. Well done, Roy. You led a lap. I'm very proud of you. David, P7 on the climb. Roy might have to tangle with David a little bit here. Maybe. Oh no, I think he's gonna get away unscathed. David, though, gonna zoom right on by Seb. Gonna say hi to Roy on the way past. And now he's behind his teammate by 8 seconds. Roy's gonna lose out to Team Red also in the pit lane. It's not ideal. Maybe a slow stop there for Roy. But 12 laps left in it now. Here's George on first. AJ second, Martin third, Josh fourth, David fifth, Seb sixth, Team Red seventh, Roy eighth, Alex ninth, Smidge 10th, Jens 11th, Cammy 12th, Maggie 13th, Lazy but Talented 14th. Team Red, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. It's not good, it's not great. Time penalties are going to come back to bite you. Josh, pretty clear of it right now, but it's going to prove difficult when trying to catch cars in front. But David also coming up behind you. There might be a few team orders at play here when David approaches. As he goes fastest, a 180 and 814. Where did I get up to? David, Sab, Team Red, Roy, Alex, Smidge, Jens, Cammy, Maggie, and Lazy but Talented. I don't think I finished it, but I think I did. But I was just going over just in case. We were in the point of the race where things calmed down a little bit. I say that, and Roy's are going for a move on Team Red. But other than that, most of the grid is pretty spaced out. What we need now is a safety car. Would be very nice to see, would it not? So I dare say it, but I curse this Imola race with a safety car to come pretty soon, please. Would be nice. I don't know who or how the safety car is going to be deployed, but there is going to be one. I call it now. If it does not happen, then Gods be with me. I will. Ow. That's what I'll do. I will ow. Oh, I should also read this. I think this would be. I think this is something that I should probably have read earlier. Highlights for changes in Season 6 as of the FIA standing. Reset to track will end in disqualification and penalty points, even if you are stuck in the gravel. Safety car restart, no overtaking until the start/finish line unless the car in front is dropping more than 10 car lengths. In-game penalties are now on, and collision, pit entry, pit speed, and pit exit will give warning penalties. If you do get hit and receive a penalty that is unfair, please let the stewards know and we will have a look. Penalty points will now be qualifying ban at 2 points, race ban at 4 points, 5 points. Your position in the league for next season will be questioned. Receiving 5 penalty points does not mean you are out of the league, but incidents will be evaluated together and a conclusion will then be made. Written by Sondre and the FIA. So their words, not mine. But very interesting to see some new arrangements that I thought were already here, to be fair. But nope. Maybe me appearing has caused them to realize we need a penalty system. Yeah. I think with these drivers, you don't get too many incidents. There's a Red Bull. Josh! Josh has spun. Josh spun round and has ended up behind David now. 10 seconds to mine, and David has the podium. He's got 9 laps to do it. Will David get there? Find out next time on Drive to Survive. Uh-oh! Oh, it's in the pit lane. I thought that was my prayer from the gods. Well, I thought we would get away with no disqualifications, actually. Turns out we're going to get away with one car not finishing, sadly. Although in one piece, we are going to have 13 cars take the checkered flag, sadly. Maggi will sadly not be one of them, unlucky for him. I assume he had to go or something, or there was a more pressing issue at hand, and pit lane retiree was the option, and the answer for that, probably. No gaps, really. So yeah, I can just vibe a little bit, chill, say hi to the chat, say hi to all the drivers that are watching, or watch Team Red. I don't know what drivers are watching. Does it tell me who's watching? Does it let me see who's watching? On Twitch, you see, I could tell what drivers were in the stream and harass them. But they purposely wanted me to move to YouTube so that I can't do that. I knew Roy was very... Whenever I was like, oh, Roy, why can't I just make a Twitch account? He was like, no, make a YouTube account. I was like, why? And it was like, the VODs don't save. I'm like, yeah, but they don't need to save. And he was like, just make a YouTube. And I was like, why? This is why. He didn't want to see who was in the chat so I could harass them. This is sad. This is very sad. Sad times. Oh, that was nearly as bad as Matty's voice crack. But sad times were expressed by all. Oh, that's very bad voice crack. Please, excuse me. I think I had some voice crack. I think I had some crackers for dinner. Cheese and crackers. Nice voice crack. Thank you. I had some cheese and crackers for dinner. Not actually, but I needed a pun. Hey, Josh, if you thought that one was bad, Matty has had worse. But, Smidge, finally gonna give me some entertainment. Going down to try and get, Alex. Going towards Aqua Minerale. One of my favorite corners. If I have not said already, I probably have. But you usually can't go through side by side here. You can there. You can usually get away there or on the entrance. But has Smidge done it? No. Is Smidge gonna do it? No. A little bit of tapping through the chicane. It looked like Smidge had it for a moment there, but just couldn't do it well enough. Sadly. Roy on those 5-lap old mediums, everyone on quite tired hards. So Roy hopefully should be able to climb here. He seems to be doing that. We'll cut to, I assume he's by the end of the straight behind Seb. Hopefully Roy can make up some positions in these closing stages of the race. With 8 laps left. Alex can't, Smidge, can't get the move done on Alex either. So they will be looking for another point in track to get it done. Sorry, I've had a Discord notification that I'm just going to quickly look at. Smidge, maybe with the move. Can't get it done into Aqua Minerale again. Maybe into the entrance. No, looks to take the inside line. Maybe not intentionally. With a little bit of a rear kick there from the car. Just can't get it done. Sadly. Can Smidge. Even down the straights, there's just not enough power in that car. And the exits maybe aren't good enough for traction. Maybe out the corners isn't the best. But, maybe here, actually. Around the long way, though, was never really going to work, but it was side by side, I think, there for a moment. If it would just followed a little bit of a tighter line, could have been onto something there, could have smidge. With the DRS, maybe there could be finally a move done here as Roy does actually get past Seb. There on the medium tires. Up into sixth place goes Roy. Smidge is still stuck down in 10th. Can he do anything down the straights to get anything done? I don't know. It's gonna be hard for it's very hard. It's gonna be very hard for Smidge to do that. Oh, sorry. Discord DM. I really shouldn't be checking that, but I know. Wow. Smidge spinning round, losing in that battle with Alex on the closing stages of this race. Team Red also looking on Seb now. The gaps are slowly starting to close. Just a little bit. David haven't really been able to close that Martin gap. He's closed about 4 seconds, but it's not enough. He's only got 4 laps left to do it here. But Seb gonna be looking at behind in his rearview mirror. My throat's really bad. I'm so sorry. No, I'm so sorry. My throat's been killing me recently the past few days. So I've just been falling silent and then coming back to the comms. If I'm on my DMs, I will say, but it's my throat here that was bad. I just needed to stop talking for like a solid 30 seconds just so I could recuperate my throat. It feels like my throat is just a bunch of spikes, and so for some reason that hurts, and I don't know why, but it's pain. It's very much pain when you have to talk a lot, but I can usually go for quite a while. I usually last one comm session, but I think it's because we had a sprint, and also I was talking a bit to my mates before this. Then it's got a bit bad all of a sudden. I was also talking to the drivers as well. Team Red, though, are going to try and make a move on the closing stages of the race now with George out in front. We're going to see what can be done. I would dedicate the last lap to them. But also, yawning does help the throat, I just realised. So maybe that's why I've been yawning and not because I'm actually just tired or because I want to break the rules. But still, I will get told off for breaking the rules. But Seb and Team Red are going to get the last little bits of lights before I have to turn them over to the other drivers to give them some spotlight time. But yes, it's gonna be very close. It was a very close race by some driver, but some drivers with some good fighting, especially in the sprint. But at the end of it, it's looking to be, yeah, it's looking to be a lazy but talented pitting. Maybe the fastest lap here, fastest lap attempt. Though he is lapped, so he this isn't gonna work. Yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna work, Mark, because you're lapped. But okay, we'll see it work if we can. Seb and Team Red and Mike still fighting out. They've been fighting out quite a lot in this race. One of these two has to be my driver of the day. I think this fight is just my driver of the day. They've been going at each other very well. I have no complaints here. It's been some great B-roll while I've been dying in the background. Is there actually going to be a move made here? We'll keep an eye as they cross the line, but after that I will give it to the front because I think they do deserve a little bit of fame time. Especially for the first time in history, it seems. AJ, nor David, nor Martin has won a race. It is this man here, your Nanbread, also known as George. Seb picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is going to promote Maggi, although he does, not Maggi, his teammate, Team Red, although he does also have penalties, so we will see what happens over the line. But George finally puts an end to my suffering of interviewing the same people. I get 2 out of the 3. Seb actually is going to get past Team Red, or Team Red gets past Seb for a second, but then gets spun out, I think, actually, there, as you see on the bottom map. No safety cars this race. A miracle for me. But it is this man here who finally puts an end to my pain and suffering of interviewing the same people, because it is him, Mr. Your Nanbread GF, who wins out here in Imola. Congratulations, AJ Haas, of course, to take second. And Martin is going to come in for third. David was ever looming 3 seconds back in fourth. He's going to be so sad that he doesn't get to talk to his favorite person in the league. Josh Morton going to take it to fifth. Roy, I'm going to bring it to sixth. Seb, followed by the lap car of Lazy. Seb going to bring it home seventh. Team Red gonna bring it home in eighth. Alex, actually no, 8th, 9th for Alex. Jens will be taking it home in 10th, and I assume Cammy will be taking it home 11th. Smidge takes 12th, and Lazy takes 13th. Congratulations, everybody. Who is that? Cammy. Okay, no, I thought Cammy... No. Cammy, do you use the third person cam? Roy is the driver. Actually, Roy did actually have a really great drive. He came from like last to first, so congrats, Roy. Sadly, you're not getting the covered interview. You know who is getting the covered interview, though? Who is it? Not David. Where are they? AJ. Start a party with AJ, and we can add George and Martin. As the Mercedes driver rejoices atop the podium, where it's finally not one of the big three who wins. Wait. Ooh. David gets third? Oh, wait. No, that's the weekend. Oops.
Wait.
The race.
Oh.
Race. No, Martin does get his interview.
Thank you.
It's fine. Martin does get an interview. I was like, David's third on the weekend though, but I thought David would
Well, they
actually
are
get to
tied.
talk to his favorite person. Yeah, but that's the weekend. But I'm on about the results for the race. I'm going off the race results, AJ.
My bad.
uh,
He had a good recovery, unfortunately.
Pretty good recovery, yeah. That is the finishing order there, ladies and gents, for the race. Hopefully we have George and Martin join us, although Martin has... Oh, yep, sorry. Wait, who's that? Is that George or Martin? George. Cool. Hello, George. I didn't see the notification for you joining, because AJ joined at the same time. I think Martin left the session pretty early. I think he has somewhere to be, but
okay.
I'm gonna heckle him.
All right. Hey, yeah, do it.
Had a lot of pent up banter from the off season that I got out, which was good.
Hold on. My mic is fucking up still.
Oh. That's a good fighting though across the whole grid.
I was kind of man's land after like lap 5. Thanks, George. You did a tiny little bit, yeah.
Right,
You
mine
kinda
is straight into another race, sadly.
You kinda Lewis'd me or Verstappen me.
You're not Verstappen, you're George Russell. David's Verstappen.
Not today, he wasn't. With a mistake like that.
I mean, he had a great recovery, Joe.
You did get fastest lap.
Who was it? Your teammate went for it, I think. Actually, at the end.
Yeah, I saw. Cammy was saying that.
Your teammate tried to go for it, but he was a lap car, so I thought it wouldn't work because he boxed on lap 30, but he was lapped, so he would be on lap 31, which would be his out lap, and then the race would be over. But I don't know how that would. I don't know. I probably messed up somewhere, but yes, right. Martin isn't going to join us because he's straight into another league race, sadly. So he doesn't get to talk to his favorite person. So welcome, lads. First comms interview. Beautiful to have you here. I'm lucky I have someone new in here. Welcome, George. You'll probably get familiar with this place in due course. Maybe. But we'll wait on you for a moment as we have to talk to the losers first. Well, not really the losers. You got the podium, which is. I
told you I wouldn't be third or fourth or fifth.
Well, that was I said overall championship standings.
Oh, that hurts even more.
I think at the start you'll be somewhere around third, fourth, but at the end of it you'll be up there. But no, but how was that race, AJ?
Too long. I think we need a break next time we have a sprint race in between the sprint and the actual race. That was long. I kept
about that.
Dude, I was losing my concentration on those last couple laps. Like, I was just ready to be done, honestly. But besides that, it was a good race. I knew going into this, my top speed wasn't going to be anything close to some of the other guys. But I just wanted a car that, got me to the end in a relatively good position. And that's exactly what it did. Next time I'll have to maybe try and go for a little more top speed, just because people like David and uh, George were able to pass me pretty easily. Um, and then I think George just kind of cruised to the end. I was hoping he'd make some little mistake somewhere and I'd be able to catch back up, but he was flawless pretty much. I on the last lap, really. Ah, you did do the same thing, but you were also on like 25 lap old softs. But no, it was a good race. I'm happy with it. Got good points in both the sprint and the feature race. So, you know, I'm ahead of David in the championship. That's all that matters. I
For
think
now.
he's really.
I mean,
Really,
I have dubbed you the Charles Leclerc of this season.
Oh, I don't know, man. I feel like David's gonna be the Charles Leclerc. He's not getting first. George is too quick.
George, they can't hear you on the stream, so you might want to enable your voice sharing if you can do that for us real quick.
But yeah, I'm just happy to take some good points home, and I look forward to next week. I will hopefully have my teammate next week as well, so we can get some constructors points up there.
Yeah, no, your teammate Abson, isn't it, this week?
He is. I don't know.
But no, I mean, pretty good race from you. Had some good fighting with David, and then David died, and then
He did.
had some good fighting with George, but George ended up coming out on top. So
he did.
Pretty good from you. Pretty solid all round.
Pretty happy about it.
You seem pretty happy.
If I can just, yeah, I mean, if I can just keep doing that, you know, the entire season, kind of be like a George Russell and be somewhere in the standings that I shouldn't, I'll be very happy.
Well, you see, that's funny, because I dubbed George the George Russell of the season.
Oh my god.
Well, thank you, AJ.
You're welcome.
Minus all
Thank
my
you.
banter, I do wish you the best with the season, and I will probably be seeing you more up here. And you're already used to this place anyway. Just don't go back before you join the party and the stream. I definitely wasn't annoyed to see returning faces.
Hey, you know, you needed at least one up there.
Well, there was two up there, but one of them couldn't make it, but it's okay.
Cool.
But, yes, right. Hello, George. Welcome. Your maiden win. Congratulations. How is it? How are you feeling after that?
That's his second win. That's his second win.
Second win. I mean, you were managing to tail David pretty well off the start. You made up a few positions in the sprint, which was good. And yeah, I mean, you just managed to keep constant pressure on the front. So when David did crumble, you did just sort of lunge yourself into first place. I did say I've put my money where my mouth is on multiple occasions. I said Mercedes is the team to beat this season. Although your teammate Mark, maybe, I think he got a bit of a modern day interpretation of the George Russell incident. But it's I think he caught the gravel at that turn. And yeah, it sent him to the back. He ended up getting lapped, but sadly not the biggest point yields for Mercedes. But I think I hope you have as much confidence in your teammate to say that you can claw this back for constructors. So the confidence is there, you would say. Yeah. Well, well, yeah, no, I mean, you did pretty well. Yeah, I mean, mm, well, congratulations, George. I will probably be seeing you more up here more frequently now. Um, there's a threshold after about 3 or 4 races where it will become like, oh, George is back. that AJ's exceeded that mark by a lot, to say the least. Um,
Nah. Although I was thinking just now, now that we're past this race, next race, George, is at 7 p.m. UK time. It's not 8.
wait, what do you mean? I'm
Wait,
lost.
is it 7 p.m. UK
It's
time?
it's
Oh
currently
shit,
eight.
it's
It's
6
currently
p.m.
8:40.
It's 6 p.m.
It
next
starts
week.
at 6.
My bad.
That's
But
right.
anyway, yeah, it was a good race. Good job, George. I had no pace to match you today, but I don't know if I'm gonna let you knock me out of the commentator circle. Cam will get lonely without me. He'll miss me.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. But good race.
Do either of you have any closing words for the stream, each other, or to anyone who may or may not be listening?
No, I'm ready to take a nap.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah. Congrats, lads. I'll see you off.
Yep. See you next week.
Oh God, they're
See
getting
you,
too
Cam.
confident already. See ya.
See ya.
See ya. Thank you everybody for joining on us on the stream today. First sprint race, definitely some things we need to work out, but I mean, yeah, pretty good racing from the drivers. We'll see you, I believe we'll see you next week. It's pretty weekly schedule. Yes, we will be seeing you next week, and it will be from, wait, how do they do this? Okay, they're going across. I'll see you from Portimao. I didn't know that was on the calendar. That was quite new. But yes, we'll see you in Portimao, ladies and gents. Have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, and I will see you all next week from Portimao. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.